Yeah. Hey everyone. Welcome to my art studio. I'll just hang on a couple of secs for anyone that's joining us today. Say hi if you're there. I will try and keep an eye on the comments, but obviously my focus is on the work. I've got this fabulous mister that helps keep my palette wet, damp. I'm literally using a pad and just I rip off a page every time I paint, so it doesn't matter. And I've recently invested in a whole load of these gorgeous Sennelier acrylic paints, and they are just lovely. I like the pouches, I like the look, but I think you can squeeze out every last bit of it. So this is a piece that I've worked on this week for lovely hubby. He's been really poorly and been in hospital, so the focus of my mind when I was doing it was about healing, and this is what came out, which is I was quite amazed really at what just came out from playing. So I thought I would show you today kind of some of the process of that with a piece that I've got that I've started, just so that you can see really what transformation happens from this. So this is one of my other pieces that I've started on. And it's frankly a bit of a hot mess. I think you can probably see that. Let's get that just camera a little bit more in there. There we go. So I was going to show you the process really of where I go from here. Now how I've created what you can see is literally using my fingers and getting right in there and being quite just listening to the music and making patterns to the drum beats. I got a brush with some black paint on and did a whole sort of swirly, some shapes, and then I've spent considerable time moving it around. I turn the canvas around, do a bit more, some drips have come on with my mister, a bit more, and I've kept moving it round and sitting right back to see if I can see something that I want to paint. So, and sometimes that doesn't happen straight away, and sometimes that happens straight away. But it's just a question of just keep playing, keep putting more marks and more shapes, and keep turning it round until you see something you like. So I want to sort of crack on and have you just watch the process. I've kind of found a figure here. I don't know if you can see. So obviously it all looks quite messy at the moment, so I need to start picking out the shapes and then you'll start seeing them. So I'm going to use a paintbrush for the minute, but only for the minute, because I like using lots of different tools. That's just initially to get the shape out so that you can hopefully see the shape clearer. Okay. Hopefully you're starting to see the figure. I'm not going for my traditional faces because I see faces everywhere, and it was the first thing I saw when I did this, but I'm kind of trying to look for more interesting shapes rather than sort of detailed faces, and that's the joy of this kind of artwork, is that you don't have to have any pre-existing kind of art skills as such, because we are looking at shapes, and if things don't work, it's just paint, isn't it? We can just paint over it. So I'm trying out shapes. I like the movement of that. I've been using an awful lot of these spatulas. I really like them. I'm not sure if I'm able to see your live chat. Let me see if I can see it on my phone. Let's turn it on. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Drop my paintbrush. These brushes are absolutely great for filling in spaces and blending. But they also make a whole host of different marks, as I will demonstrate in just a second. If you feel able or willing to share the feed, that would be really great. And you can just copy the link and share it to someone on Facebook maybe. To let people know that we're on, because I normally do a live on Facebook at this time, but I thought I would come on YouTube for a change. Now, can you see like the difference in the pattern there? And I just want to encourage the drips coming through. So with one tool you can do the smudging, you can do the edge. I can also use the end of the stick to make round circles, and this is what I mean, it's just really interesting that if I can't see a shape or I can't see a way forward, I can just play with the tools, any tools. I've got all sorts of things that you might not usually use. I've been using an old credit card. I am live now, Donna. Hiya. So I've been using this credit card. This is live on YouTube, Donna. I've decided to do a live on YouTube today rather than Facebook. I fancy a change. Right, so I'm just using this to guide some of the drips down, like that. You can obviously use the edge of the card as well. Until you get something you like. And if you don't like it, you can go over it. That's the whole cool thing with paint, right? Acrylic paint is very forgiving because you can put on layers and layers of acrylic paint. And unlike sort of watercolours and so on, white, particularly, white, titanium white is a really good white for just completely blocking stuff out. So I'm just playing at the moment with my tools, with my colours. I've kind of done a rough shape of a body, which may or may not remain, I don't know. But what I'm doing is just sort of working my way around the piece, finding areas that I like, still using my tool. I haven't washed it out, so it's still got some of the old paint in. But for my original sort of meandering, it's now just about knocking back some of that, blanking some of it out so it doesn't look quite so much of a hot mess. And I've slightly changed my palette because I started this on my live in my club and I went with colours that I liked, I fancied then. And I've got up today to prepare for this live and I decided I wanted a slightly different palette. Okay though, it's just paint, yeah? I'm painting over this little bit here. I did originally, it still doesn't look too bad that way, but I saw a little, what do you call it? Mountain in the sky, castle in the sky up there, and I thought about it. Then I decided it wasn't working for me, so I've blot it out. She kind of looks quite cool there, floating through the air. Don't know, maybe I could do it this way. And I've struggled with this bit here as well because I really like the blending that's gone on and I quite like the shape. And I kind of can see a bit of a figure there if you cut out that bit. But I don't know how that works. And I'm quite liking that now. So let's work on it from this angle. We can turn it around if we like. And that's one of the things that I do quite a lot when I'm doing this. Just keep turning it around until it becomes clear it has to sit one way. So let's just map out this face for now. There's still some nice colours going on underneath there. I just want to start, and I should probably put dark in there so that there's more contrast. But I'm just mapping it out so that it's the right. Could we have something over here, couldn't we? Let's have a look. I had something starting over there. Let's have a look. Going in with that mister again. Totally recommend this. My lovely friend Sharon bought this for me as a gift. It arrived. And up till now I've always used a little spray bottle and that works fine, but it isn't as misty as this. This offers just the right amount to really activate and get some great drips going on. It's quite exciting to have a new toy. These interesting shapes have appeared. So here I'm just trying to add some contrast dark and light. And it doesn't have to be all black. I am putting some black in there. Black, blue, and some purple. And I'm going to watch the drip. It doesn't matter if it goes, because you can just clean it up. Like, I'm not sure if I like that. But it makes some really interesting, ooh, look at this. I love that. Come on then. See if I can get that a bit closer. Hi Shaz, how you doing? Seeing if I can get that a bit closer for you. Now look, I've got all this delicious running going on. Really liking that. And I initially had her up the other way, but I'm quite liking her sort of floating through the sky. So I'm going with that for a minute. It might change again, who knows. And I am sat quite on top of it. And so what I would be normally doing is stepping back periodically to just see what else I could see what else it needs. So I'm going to use my card to rub it in the paint and create some different lines. I have found this such a lovely therapy for me this week. Hubby's been in hospital all week and it's been quite stressful, and I have just come in here every day. I've made myself, even though I didn't really want to. I forced myself to just put some music on, which immediately changed my mood, and crack on and do a painting for him, which I'm really pleased with. I showed you at the beginning of this live what that came out like. And it really surprised me because I didn't have any agenda. I was just like I am now, really messing around, and out it came. I think that's a really nice way of painting, is because when you copy a picture or you're trying desperately to draw a picture of a photograph or something, you have to concentrate really hard, and that's another type of concentrating, but it's nice to just not think. Absence, just play. The other thing that's really cool with this, while it's wet, I don't know if it will show up enough, but I've tried, it came out really well. Yeah, it's coming out. I'll show you close up in a sec. Is this kind of etching, which I'm just using the wrong end of the paintbrush. Let's see if you can see. Can you see? Yeah. Cool face. Oh dear. Not more faces. Where is it? Right under the figure. Hot pink's the tip of the nose. There. I'm on strict instructions not to do faces. But I love all that. I really like that. That's working for me right now. So I'm now going to do something cool with it. I'm going to get some black in this head. Other side. I will see it when I sit back. Okay. So let's start with a And then what I wanted to do was now that's quite a wet paint at the moment, so I'm going to let it dry and then I will go over it in black. But I just wanted to sort of get the shape in, and if I do one there, kind of gives the whole movement of her hair without having to do hair. Quite cool, huh? Right, got that. So, here we are, first mistake. Use my fingers. It probably needs to dry. But let's put that out. And then get that going into her head. Okay. Right, so let's that's better, that's better. So, now I've got a bit of shape in there. I'm going to try and get lots of colours in this bit, but for the moment just covering up the grey. So this is just a process. Okay. So another really cool pattern is to mix a couple of colours on a paintbrush and simply tap. And already I really like that little area there, that's working for me. So there's a few more here. Now, if you're in my club, you will see me post pictures of stages of this, so that you can see the progress, and it's quite an organic progress. This looks quite raw at the moment, but if I show you how kind of tidied up my healing picture is once it's finished, it's really sort of progressed, and it's literally been exactly the same process as this. So that's completely right, that it should start a mess, and it's fun. So I'm going to get some paint again, try and just sort of clear up some areas where there's nothing going on particularly, which helps reveal other areas. I'm still not sure about this along the bottom, but I kind of like it. So I'm going to have to ponder it. You see a lock and key? Oh dear. Where's the lock and key? Isn't that cool though, that you guys can see stuff? Can you see, like, this just is not arts skill in the same way as draw, you know, this is fun. This is letting what's going on inside come out, I think. So this is quite a grey body at the moment. I'm going to have to do some step back. And what I like about this process is that the painting, the canvas itself gets so wet with the dripping and the running and the layers of paint and so on that you have to walk away and leave it. And then what I've done is try and look at it. I look at it upside down, take a photograph of it, look at it again, and I see things in it that I didn't see before, so that when I come back to round 2, 3, 4, etc., I'm ready with a few ideas of things that I've seen that I want to change. And that's really nice. I just have it like propped up next to me when I'm watching TV and just glance at it just from the side, you know, like one of those sideways angles where you're not really looking at it, but it's half-eyed. What am I going to do with this bit? I'm just going to have to step back a minute and have a look. Can't see your lock and key, Shaz, at all. Don't know what to do with a leg shirt, not quite there yet. I don't like this line, is too thick. Rainbow in there. Right, I'm going to go in with my brush. Let's clear some space. Let's see what we got. I've got a really super thin brush. Yeah, it's quite good for my more detailed. Let's have a go here. If they ask you, can't say I never loved you. I never loved you. Don't let your mind tell lies that I never loved you. 'Cause you know that I do. I do. Everything in life that's worth it is gonna come with something. You can't grow apart if you don't get rain. And I didn't want to give up, but I knew was good. Looks like I've got a dog waiting at the door here. Come in, darling. Hey, dog. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for joining. I wanted to do a sort of demonstration of down the process of what we are doing in my Facebook club. I have a class every Monday. If you are interested, there's a link at the top. You can go and find out more about it. This image was not planned at all. I was literally like this on my page and kept turning the canvas around until I found, and in fact originally, and I'm still not sure that's wrong either, I haven't completely decided on a final orientation. What do you guys think? What's the orientation? She needs a foot, and I'm avoiding it like the plague. This way for the lock and key. Oh. Fingers are really underrated for painting. It feels so lovely getting them on the canvas. One of the nice things about turning it is that obviously all the drips have gone there and they've dried, but now we're going to have some coming this way too. That's kind of nice, like that. Plus, if you just add a bit of water, as I've just done, it does make the blending smoother. You can see how you could just get lost for several days doing this. I've been in here, I've sort of thought, oh, I'm not really in the mood, and then I've come in and I've got involved, and then 3 hours later I'm like, how did that happen? How did that happen? I love this sort of stripy hair. I want some blue in there, I think, too. I've made some really interesting turquoise colour here. See you later, Chef. Yeah, come on, run, baby. Look at that. Love it. You see that? Really like that. I'm going to show you that close up. You see that all running through her head? I really like that. I'm not going to crack that. So let that go. Oh, that's just looking gorgeous. So I need to get this looking gorgeous too. I wondered if this shape just needs to be left as an organic shape. That is just so gorgeous. I'll take some close-up photographs of it later for you to see. I'm going to post them on my Facebook page. Can't get enough of it. Come on. And what I'll do is I'll redefine her face once that's dried. But I really like the movement that's going on there. That's really working. So what I really feeling the need for is something to counteract this side. So I'm going to use some fingers. I'm going to go from here. Okay. See what this. A bit of black on the white. Okay. Let's wait for that to dry, sort that out. Still quite wet, guys. Just trying to blend it out a bit, and as you can see, my fingers are quite messy now. It's another fun thing to try painting with your non-dominant hand. You get more of a, I don't know, a rawness maybe, not so perfect because obviously your hand's your non-dominant hand, so it's not as steady. I quite like her this way. So this bit needs sorting, and this bit needs more. Okay. Some more white. Where's my white? If you're going to have a go at this and you're going to use acrylics, these Senalit are really pretty reasonable priced. They're about £3.20 a pouch, which isn't bad at all. Comes that's 120ml. I strongly recommend, certainly for the white, getting titanium white. I've got a 500ml bag because I get through an awful lot of the white. So I would get the big one of the white. There's various places that sell it online. I'm not sure what this is. I'm just playing with some shapes to see if anything works. Looks good, in which case I'll leave it and I'll do more. And if I don't like it, I'll just take it out. Oh, love that. I'm not so keen on this pop of pink. I'll break that up a bit. See how that white just really pays off just there, really makes it pop. Can you see? Just that little bit of white here. Same with her arm this side. I'm not going to give a dead set line for this legs as if she is moving, I think, like that. Okay. wait for it to run. I feel like that line should come there. Even though I made it, corrected it once, it still feels... It was supposed to be her throwing her hair, which I guess it is. I've got to wait for that to dry before I can... It's a little bit muddy. Don't overthink it, we get blinded by the triggers. They gon' right in front of our eyes. We gotta sync with whatever reality is supposed to be. So, I think we are nearly at the end of today's little demo because I've got to let things dry before I can really move much further with it. Still not sure about the orientation, but I'm heading towards that way, but then every time I turn it that way I quite like it as well, so I'm going to sit with it, and that's the good thing about this time that it's forced me to have, is to sit with it and see what else I can see from a distance, what else I want. Quite enjoying the colour palette today, it's all quite bright and cheerful. Yeah, I hope that you've sort of taken something from that, and we'll just have a play and a go and see how much this has changed since the beginning, since an hour ago, and it's going to change again a lot more over the next few hours, I'm sure. If this is something you're interested in, I do a little group on Facebook. It's a subscription group, but it's only £12 a month, so that's £3 a week, and I do an hour's tuition every week live, where we do some short meditation, we do some colour theory, so I show you a little bit about learning about the colours, which is really the only tool that you will need for this style of painting, is the knowledge on colour theory, so that's what I include in the sessions. And then we have some actual practical stuff like what we've had today, but taking you right from the beginning to the end, so you get to see the whole process over periods of weeks. The link for that is at the top of this feed. So I hope you'll have a look, and I shall see you again soon. Thank you very much.